everyone, welcome back. So the rosemary raspberry mead definitely did re-ferment. I saw it happen. It appears to be still now. I don't see any bubbles at all. It looks like it's done. Around the 21st of December is when I racked it into here. I added about a half a pound of honey and juice of a small lemon. It was 1.024. Let's see where it is now. I am also going to add some more raspberries. So I had already had these previously cleaned and frozen, and I was like, why not? I'll use these today. So I thawed them out. They're still a little bit cold, but that should be okay, especially if the yeast are done. I'm not worried about feeding them. I'm more so worried about extracting more flavor from raspberries. Each of the containers were about 6 ounces, so this is about 12 ounces worth of raspberries. 16 ounces does make a pound, so we're a bit under that. So there's a little bit of sediment down here. I think I want to rack this into the bucket first, just so I don't disturb anything. There's not a lot of gunk in this, which is great. All right, a very, very pretty brew here. I'm gonna go ahead and take my gravity reading now. See where it's at. I might end up having to add more honey to this. I have no idea what it tastes like right now. I could smell it. It definitely has an alcohol type smell. All right, it's floating. Oh wow, it is exactly 1.020. Yes! So only re-fermented a little bit, just a teeny tiny amount. So what is the alcohol on this guy? Okay, so this is almost 14.5. It's about 14%. I'm gonna taste this. There's still sweetness in here. I like that. This was started on November 12th, and it is now the 16th of January. So it's been around for about 2 months. Whoa. The rosemary is nice and subtle. I'm gonna crush these up. It's kind of a weird aftertaste. I'm not really sure what that is. I almost wish I had another sprig of rosemary to throw in there. I am adding these berries in because I just want to make sure. You know, I want a solid raspberry flavor. I was supposed to add the raspberries into secondary, and everything just kept fermenting, you know? Damn, I really do wish that I had some more rosemary. I wonder if I should put dried rosemary in. You can definitely smell it. It is on the nose. It blends like really well with the raspberry, actually. Oh, it's so interesting. Maybe that amount of rosemary is just right. Yeah, I'm just gonna let these raspberries sit in here for maybe like 2 weeks. All right, well, I closed the lid on this guy, and I'm just gonna let it sit and hang out for a couple weeks, and I will see you again then. Transition! Good morning, everyone. Today we are checking in on the rosemary raspberry mead. About 2 weeks ago, I added about 12 ounces of raspberries to this, so just under a pound. I just wanted to infuse more berry. Other than that, this mead is pretty much done. So from here, we just need to rack off of the raspberries into a new vessel, let it settle, and then it's good to go. And then we can bottle it. Ooh, that smells good. I'm trying to just rack with the berries in here because it's actually like pretty clear. I mean, there's definitely berry floating around, but the mead itself doesn't look too crazy. Like, it looks pretty good. Whew, there we go. I really didn't waste very much, which is good. A lot of the raspberries were down at the very bottom, and there was just a little bit floating at the top. I used a brewer's bag. You could also use a muslin bag. Those you can only use once. It's like a one-time thing, whereas brewer's bag, I mean, yeah, they cost like $10, and muslin bags like 60 cents, but they're reusable, so why not? All right, well, let's take a reading. See where this is at. About 1.020, possibly slightly over that, but I'm gonna say 1.020. Alrighty then. This mead was started on November 12th, and it is now January 30th. It's going on 3 months. Oh, that's lovely. That is good. I approve. Oh, there is still that, like, I don't know, that weird thing at the end is getting better. I really think it's the rosemary, like, just made this weird flavor hang out at the very end. But it is shaping up to be really nice. There's definitely a reason why you would want to add raspberries in secondary, because that just added a whole other berry layer compared to what I normally experience, which is just the fermented berries. Yeah, I mean, the rosemary's still there. It hasn't like been driven out, but it is more raspberry forward. The rosemary is more at the tail end, and raspberry is like the main thing that you experience. If you want a little bit more of a rosemary punch, I would add two sprigs. If you do kind of just want it to be more of a subtle flavor, one sprig was really good. I left that one sprig in for, I think, about a month. So it really soaked for a while. So sometimes I get asked, I'll just talk about this really quick, about primary versus secondary with fruit. And I would say you can add fruit in either. Some recipes and some people prefer to only put it into secondary, because if you add it then after fermentation, you do just get more of a pure fruit essence, because it's just like sitting in alcohol. So the alcohol, you know, and the fluid will just draw it out, and it just kind of hangs on to it. If you add fruit in primary, you ferment the fruit. So it's not just that the fruit's soaking in alcohol, it is going through the fermentation process. So the yeast is like consuming it, and that is when the fruit flavor will kind of morph, and you lose some of it because you think about the yeast is consuming it, they're pooping out CO2, and a lot of the aroma and essence leaves through the airlock and you lose it. And then a lot of people will ferment with fruit and back sweeten with fruit if they feel like they want to, or not back sweeten, add more fruit into secondary if they want more of a fruity essence. It's really like, take your pick, you know, whatever you want to do, experiment, look at different recipes. Everyone does things a little bit differently, but you know, there isn't a right and a wrong way to do it. All right, well, this is a nice short video, so I am going to just transition from here into the very end of this, which is going to be racking and bottling. All right, see you soon. Raspberry Rosemary. Hello, my poofer. Are you gonna hang out and bottle with your mommy? Are you gonna bottle with me? Stay here. You're never down here with me anymore. Hello, hello. God, it's so bad. Look at this beautiful, clear, reddish, pinky, red mead, raspberry rosemary mead. My words, not with me today. Raspberry rosemary mead, you know what time it is. We're bottling this baby today. It's been sitting for a bit under a month, just clearing. It looks so good. It is very clear. Hype. That's what I am right now. I am going to rack from here to here because there is a thin-ish layer of lees at the bottom and it's kind of floaty and icky. So I'm gonna do my best to not pick up any of that. The gravity was, oh, well, yeah, I guess I should test it. I don't want to, I just want to bottle it just in case it decided to move at all. I'm positive that it didn't. I'm quite positive this is done and ready to go. Let's see. Yeah, it's like at exactly 1020. That means it's done. It's been sitting there for a month, which is baller. Okay, that is exactly what you want to see. Zero movement is ideal. And that is what I got. So I'm gonna pour a little bit of this in the glass, just like that. I'm gonna set that to the side. Everything has been sanitized. Actually, I recently like soaked everything in, not everything, but I kind of bleached some stuff and then I thoroughly washed it. It's like double sanitization. My God, words. Hi, honey. How you doing? You're so cute. I can't handle it. I would pet you, but I can't. Woo, there we go. Very nice. It is so beautiful. Let's taste it. Mmm. that is nice. There is still like a weirdness at the very end. It could be the rosemary, it could just be from fermentation. Either way, it's something that will be aged out. So if you taste any kind of like weirdiness at the end of your brews, especially when you're brand new, don't panic. That is super, super normal. Sometimes those flavors won't go away for a couple of months after bottling. So, you know, don't worry about it. As long as it's not like overwhelmingly weird and icky, you know? I'm really wondering how the rosemary is gonna come through, because right now, I mean, obviously I did put a lot of raspberry in this. You really don't know how anything is gonna taste until it's like sat for a while. The longer you let it sit, the better it gets, and the more the flavors show through properly. I feel like the rosemary is more on the nose right now and kind of at the end. It is a nice flavor combination. It works really well. Okay, so I'm gonna sanitize my bottles and I'm gonna get bottling. You notice me like laughing randomly in the fast forward footage. It's because I'm listening to the Office Ladies podcast, which is great, by the way. If you are a fan of The Office, highly recommend you check out The Office Ladies. Absolutely love it. I got these mini bottles as a gift from my boyfriend's sister, Molly. So cute, right? Like, how adorable is that? And it's such a cute, like, perfect little mini size. I did still end up with a glass, so I probably could have just gotten another one of these instead of using the mini. It's so, I don't know, it takes time to learn like how many bottles you're gonna need for what you're making. So I ended up with 6 of these guys, 1 of these, and a whole glass. This always happens to me. And it's like 12, noon. It's noon. This is what happens on bottling days, is I kind of get sloshed a little bit real early in the day. The weird note at the end kind of went away a bit. Might be gas. Sometimes I forget to degas before I start bottling, so you'll see me like swishing this around is to kind of help degas a little bit. But the act of racking and bottling in itself will help degas the mead as well, so I think it's gonna be fine. Yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna let this sit for probably about 3 months before I do an official tasting video. Well, already it's pretty dang good. I mean, mead changes so much with time. It's crazy. Like the mulberry blueberry mead, when I bottled that, if you watched that video, I said that it tasted kind of like cotton candy. There was a candy-ish flavor to it. And a month later, I opened a bottle and it was totally different. Like that sweetness had gone away. And I was like, what the hell happened? And then just recently I tried it again because tasting video is coming soon. I still need to film it, but it's coming. And the flavor is like kind of reverting back so that you pull more of that sweetness again. And it does have a, I don't know. It's so interesting. Anyways, yeah, so we'll see what happens to this. I really don't know. Yeah, that is very pleasant. I'm happy with that. That's a good one. I recommend you make this. If you want a little bit more rosemary, add 2 sprigs, not 1. I do kind of wish I added 2. However, if you want rosemary to kind of be in the background, like it's definitely on the nose. You can smell it, it's there, but it's more subtle in the flavor, at least now. I don't know about in the future, but that's it. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoy. I already would recommend this. So down below, I'm going to post all of the previous videos in case you missed any of them. There should also be a playlist for this available. And I'm gonna put the instructions and ingredients and everything that I did down below as well. So if you wanna try this, go for it. I recommend it. I think rosemary and raspberry is a great combination. I added a tiny amount of ginger and I did add a half a lemon, which doesn't really pop through. So I don't know, how much that added necessarily. This is gonna make a really nice summer mead. So I'm glad that I made it when I did, so I can enjoy it in the heat. Anyway, thank you so much. I will stop rambling. Please comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. I absolutely love the interaction that I get on this channel. It's so cool to have, I don't know, people telling me what they're doing and asking questions and stuff. Mead making is just really fun. This is a really cool hobby. I absolutely love it. So, all right, thank you. Mwah. I'll see you next time. Bye.